Good morning, everyone, and thank you for choosing Market Briefing analysis of today's financial news. Every day, our goal is to provide you with a thorough and knowledgeable analysis of the most relevant financial news to help you navigate the complex economic landscape. Let's begin our daily review. Financial news, June 12, 2023. The dollar weakened, stocks rose, and Treasury yields dipped as expectations of slowing U.S. inflation erode the case for more rate hikes. Traders are closely watching U.S. consumer price data, which is expected to show further moderation in both core and headline inflation. This comes as the Federal Reserve continues its monetary policy onslaught. European equities, represented by the Stoxx Europe 600 index, advanced for the fourth consecutive day. The tech sector saw a boost, led by Nordic Semiconductor ASA, which jumped over 5% after beating earnings expectations. Bank shares also outperformed, with Virgin Money UK plc surging as much as 6.5% after all 8 of the UK's largest lenders passed the Bank of England stress test. However, travel and leisure shares declined, with Air France-KLM and IAG leading the losses after Deutsche Bank downgraded its recommendations on the stocks. In the US, futures on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 edged higher following solid gains on Tuesday. The market is showing more stress in bonds than in stocks, as equity volatility has not responded significantly to the recent hawkish repricing. The trend of slowing inflation in the US is expected to play a crucial role for policymakers in the coming months. Bloomberg Economics suggests that officials may need to raise rates to ensure price growth slows to the Federal Reserve's 2% target. A 25 basis point increase is already anticipated for July 26 after the pause in June, but the path of policy beyond that remains uncertain. In Asia, stock markets displayed mixed performance, with declines in Japan and gains in Australia and India. Hong Kong stocks rose after data revealed strong credit expansion in China, the world's second-largest economy. Chinese tech firms also experienced gains for a third consecutive day, driven by unusual praise from the nation's top economic planner, which raised optimism regarding policy support for the sector. However, China's domestic benchmark CSI 300 index declined by 0.4%, indicating that local investors are hoping for stronger stimulus to revive the struggling economy. Another noteworthy development is the Japanese yen's rise above the key 140 level, driven partly by speculation that the Bank of Japan will make policy adjustments later this month. The offshore yuan also gained ground against the dollar for the fifth consecutive day, supported by China's central bank's extended efforts to strengthen the currency through a stronger-than-expected daily reference exchange rate. In commodity markets, oil prices stabilized after recent gains, supported by indications of a drop in Russian crude production, which suggests that the supply glut in the market may be coming to an end. Meanwhile, iron ore and industrial metals rose amid optimism that increased liquidity is boosting China's construction sector. Gold remains steady. That's all for today's top international financial and market news. Stay tuned for more updates on the dynamic global economic landscape. Energy stocks led gains on Wall Street for a second consecutive session. The S&P 500 saw an increase, with the leading advancers being energy stocks, as WTI crude reached its highest level since May 1. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also advanced, closing with a gain of 317.02 points, or 0.93%, at 34,261.42. The tech-focused Nasdaq Composite saw a 0.55% increase, while the S&P 500 rose by 0.67%. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has made a move in the energy sector by purchasing a 50% stake in the Cove Point liquefied natural gas facility for $3.3 billion. This investment aligns with Buffett's growing bet on energy infrastructure and gives Berkshire Hathaway control over one of the few functional LNG export facilities in the United States. Singapore's state investment company, Temasek, has reported its worst annual shareholder return since 2016. It experienced a negative return for the year, including a write-down of its $275 million investment in the bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX. Temasek has expressed concerns about investing in cryptocurrency exchanges due to regulatory uncertainties and is now looking to increase its investment footprint in India and Southeast Asia. There is a divergence in U.S. antitrust enforcement as a federal judge rejected the Federal Trade Commission's request to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. This decision goes against the vision of FTC Chair Lina Khan and shows skepticism towards her theories on how tech companies can use acquisitions in adjacent markets to harm competition. In Asia, markets showed mixed performance as traders await key U.S. inflation data to be released later in the week. The Nikkei 225 in Japan fell by 0.81%, while the Topix was down 0.67%. Wholesale inflation in Japan slowed to its lowest pace in 6 months, with the corporate goods price index rising only 4.1% year-on-year. In the U.S., the Dow Jones Industrial Average, Nasdaq Composite, and S&P 500 all recorded gains. Before we continue with our analysis, we'd like to remind you of your support for our channel market briefing analysis of today's financial news. If you're enjoying this video and find our content useful and engaging, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. This helps us grow and bring you even more quality content. Now, let's get back to the financial market news and the latest updates. Google is undergoing a shakeup within its cloud organization as Ursula Holzla, employee number 8, steps back from management after leading technical teams for 24 years. Additionally, Google has deprioritized work on an AI-powered mobile chatbot app for Gen Z users, which features interactive digital characters, amid internal reorganization. Goldman Sachs initiated coverage of Spang, a Chinese electric vehicle maker, with a buy rating and set a 12-month price target on its U.S.-listed shares. They expect nearly 30% upside for Spang, projecting a gain of around 28% from the previous closing price. The U.S. stock market saw energy stocks leading gains. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway made an energy infrastructure investment. Singapore's Temasek reported its worst annual shareholder return. U.S. antitrust enforcement faced divergence. Asian markets displayed mixed performance. Google underwent organizational changes, and Spang received a positive rating from Goldman Sachs. Stay tuned for more updates on the ever-evolving international financial and market landscape. Key events this week. Canada rate decision, Wednesday. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey speaks, Wednesday. US CPI, Wednesday. Federal Reserve issues Beige Book, Wednesday. Fed speakers include Neil Kashkari, Berta Mester, Raphael Bostic, Wednesday. China trade, Thursday. Eurozone industrial production, Thursday. U.S. initial jobless claims, PPI, Thursday. U.S. University of Michigan consumer sentiment, Friday. U.S. banks kick off earnings, Friday. Move Pulse survey, Elon Musk edition. Will Tesla have a ChatGPT-like moment? Share your views here. Some of the main moves in markets. Stocks. The Stoxx Europe 600 rose 0.8% as of 10:18 a.m. London time. S&P 500 futures rose 0.2%. Nasdaq 100 futures rose 0.2%. Futures on the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.1%. The MSCI Asia Pacific Index rose 0.5%. The MSCI Emerging Markets Index rose 0.7%. Currencies. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index fell 0.2%. The Euro rose 0.1% to $1.1021. The Japanese yen rose 0.5% to 139.70 per dollar. The offshore yuan rose 0.2% to 7.1954 per dollar. The British pound was little changed at $1.2924. Cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin rose 0.5% to $30,724.63. Ether rose 0.8% to $1,889.35. Bonds. The yield on 10-year treasuries declined 3 basis points to 3.94%. Germany's 10-year yield was little changed at 2.65%. Britain's 10-year yield declined 6 basis points to 4.60%. Commodities. Brent crude rose 0.4% to $79.73 a barrel. Spot gold rose 0.1% to $1,934.94 an ounce. In conclusion, We'd like to thank you for watching Market Briefing analysis of today's financial news. If you enjoyed our insights and found the information helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel to stay updated with future analyses. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you soon with more news. Remember, the information in this video is purely informational and does not constitute investment advice. Always consult with a professional before making financial decisions.